What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Sportsload Saturday edition right now with my boy, Mr. GPS, back from Hawaii, Garrett Paul Smith. What's good, my guy? How was Paris?
I was actually in Bordeaux and Paris and Le Mans
All right,
and
don't
a lot
stop.
of
Okay,
places.
stop
But
that.
anyway, yeah,
Stop
yeah, yeah.
bragging. Yeah, you can stop flexing. And also, I got my guy, Kay. What's good, my guy?
Same old, same old. Stressing
Hating
out
on
about nothing.
Garrett, his hate on Garrett and his Bordeaux, Paris
I
trip.
was not hating. I was saying he giving out his whole government name, bro. I was like, hey, goddamn.
Government name? No way. Not
Yeah,
me.
Garrett, shout out to Garrett, man. Looks like Garrett had a great time, man.
I did have a great time. It was nice to have a little break, but I'm back now.
Let's go, man. We have some good news, man. We've been expanding of late, so tune in, guys. We got some content coming for you. But before we get started, keep liking, keep subscribing, leave some comments in if you can. Let's get started, man. Orange and blue sky, ladies and gentlemen. Well, just gentlemen now. What it do, man? Let's see you guys thoughts on the Knicks shellacking of the Boston Celtics.
I love it. Been waiting a long time for this to happen.
Bro, they pretty much threw in the towel like in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're down by 40, right? Like
Yeah,
by
they're down by
halftime.
40. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think now there's it always happens, but there's reports of like Jaylen Brown is playing through a torn meniscus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, you guys
Bro,
got lucky. Nah.
Everybody plays. If you're in the playoffs, I guess everybody that's started, if you're not playing for Cleveland, everybody in the playoffs is nicked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shots fired. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you're
talking
always
about.
playing hurt.
I mean, Porzingis is fucking dying out there.
Yeah, he's a zombie, yo. He's like literally changing colors every time I see him. Like,
is he gonna be a cyborg soon? Is this happening? They're gonna cyborg him?
No, well, he might be unemployed. That's what's gonna happen to him next time.
I think he's gonna get traded.
Yeah,
he's gonna get like an electronic arm or hydraulic arm to shoot, play defense.
I don't know, but whatever it is, that chowder is fucking him up. But I heard you said that we got lucky. I wouldn't say that, man. Game 1 and game 2, that's more Boston fucking up more than the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, if Boston was fully healthy, I think they would have won in 5.
They were fully healthy in game 1 and game 2.
Was Porzingis playing healthily in the first 2 games?
Here's the thing, though. Porzingis only, like last year, Porzingis only played 7 games in the playoffs.
True, but they won it all last year.
Yeah, so that's
he's not a big deal then to them.
No, he's more of a situational kind of guy.
I mean, if you want to compare last year's Boston team than this year's Boston team, like Al Horford's not giving you good minutes anymore. That's just how it is.
But here's the thing, though. Like Boston really, let's be honest, Boston got lucky last year too. Though they got the luck of the draw. They had
that's without.
They pretty much got handed the championship last year. Everybody in the East was fucking banged up. Like Indiana was all they went to war with the Knicks for 7 games. You know what I mean? Like they pretty much cakewalked through Indiana, and then the Dallas game Dallas went through a war with Minnesota. They went through, right? Minnesota and they went through Minnesota, right? Or Denver. I forgot. Was it Minnesota?
Dallas. They went through I think it was
Minnesota, right?
They smoked Oklahoma in the first round.
Right.
They beat Minnesota because Minnesota beat Denver.
Yeah.
And then they beat the.
Wait, who are we talking about? The Mavericks?
Yeah, last year.
Last year they beat the Clippers in the first round.
Okay.
They beat the Thunder. They beat the Timberwolves, and then they lost to the Celtics.
Yeah. Right. So they went to legit wars. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they played a Boston, 4 seed, a 1 seed, a 3 seed, and then they lost to the Celtics.
What, in 5, right? Oh,
yeah, they lost in 5, 4-1. They lost. Boston won 4-1.
Yeah, Boston pretty much they cruised through that championship. They just won because of health. They were the most healthiest, and this year is their karma.
Yeah. True. But I mean, Derek
White
came out of nowhere last year, if you want to think about it. And I mean, but this year, like, they didn't really have that type of guy. Moving forward with Boston, I think they're just blowing it up.
They're gonna blow that shit up, man. It's just Tatum and Brown, and then everybody else.
I
Good
don't
luck.
think Brown's gonna stay.
It's gonna be hard to move him. It's gonna be. I had gotten into it with a friend of mine about that. He said the same thing you're saying. He just signed that deal. He's like 1 year in that deal.
Yeah, but
Like
with that being said,
Washington and Phoenix maybe could take that contract. That's
Houston can
300
also-
million.
Houston also can take that contract.
300 million, man.
I don't remember. Does the
I mean,
NBA have the ability to eat do teams have the ability to eat salary for other teams, or is that not a thing? I don't remember if that's a thing.
Kind of. Technically, you could, but
I gotta take this call. 1 second, fellas. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, sorry. It's an important one.
oh boy, technically they could, but I don't think teams will be willing to do that.
Especially on a contract he
His
just
contract-
signed, right? Like,
His contract is not that crazy. This year it's 49, next year is 53, the year after that's 57, and then 2027 is going to be 61 million, and then 2028, 2029 is going to be 64 million. By then, I mean, but by then, like, the salary cap is going to just keep jumping up by so that means like in 2029, you don't think the NBA salary cap is going to be like that higher? Like, I feel like it's going to be higher than ever.
oh yeah, it'll definitely be
problem
higher,
is-
but the percentage of his salary will still be similar.
Yeah, he's going to be 31, 32 by the time that happens, which I think is the peak of NBA. So I guess
He'll still be in his prime, I guess, but it's
yeah,
it's a lot of money.
He's gonna get another contract afterwards, which is gonna be a scary move. I just think he with the whole there was reports of Boston coming out with the ownership, there was a new ownership, and they're cutting back costs already, obviously, and I think the report is the payroll is 500 million a year or something like that, total payroll, taxes and stuff like that. So no one wants to pay that. I don't think any wants any that's $500 million a year, and you're not making that back. You're maybe taking some loss. So trading away Jaylen Brown, trading away Porzingis possibly, and maybe Derek White or whatever, and just trying to recoup some picks will be the move, I think, for Boston. But I just don't really see them saying, all right, let's run this back, unless there's just a scary possibility, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't make sense for him to eat the contract then. They want to just
Yeah,
trade him straight up for, I guess, picks and prospects or young players.
They can retool. I mean, they can get a veteran player. I was thinking, so this could go to the Giannis situation, because everyone has Houston going for Giannis. I think they should go either for Jaylen Brown or Trae Young.
Oh yeah, he would be a good fit in Houston.
Yeah. So, the thing everyone's saying is reports is that Alpin Şengün is going to be the centerpiece for the Giannis trade, or anyone. I don't really see that happening, because Milwaukee would need a player that can be competing, because they don't have their first round picks anymore. Okay. They don't have a first round pick anymore.
All right, there we go.
Hey, what's up? I'm just talking about the Houston trade. I was thinking Jaylen Brown or Trae Young is going to be where they're going to go. I don't see them going for Giannis unless they kind of lowball them in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So the next couple of picks is for Milwaukee is they don't have any of their first round picks for the next couple of years, I believe.
Because of the Lillard trade, right?
Yeah, for the Lillard trade,
yeah.
And I think the Drew Holiday trade too.
Oh yeah.
Too.
Yeah, they're all they don't really have a lot of that capital, right?
Yeah, 2027 they don't have it because Drew Holiday. 2026 they have a swap because of Drew Holiday. 2028 is the Damian Lillard trade for Portland. 2029 they don't have it at all because of Portland, and then 2030, which will be a swap for Portland, and then they own 2031 or 2031. Sorry. So the next 5 years they don't have their picks. And that being said, they're not gonna trade Giannis just to like kind of like be stagnant. I think this is kind of a bluff in Giannis' way, where he's gonna say, "Hey, give me a contract extension, and I want to be a you know, a Milwaukee for life, and give me like an absurd amount of money, like a fucking $70 million a year contract or whatever." Or this is I want out, and I just don't see Houston giving up all their picks and Şengün and other players for Giannis. He's 30. He's 31. He's gonna be 31, I think, next year. Makes no sense. The spacing is kind of just off. So getting Jaylen Brown, who's younger, a bit better in shooting, spacing, so forth, as well as his money is just there. I mean, you can just kind of trade around Fred VanVleet, and then you can trade one of the players off the bench, and the draft picks from Phoenix as well as Brooklyn. Houston has both. You can kind of just make a finagle and make it work with Boston. And Boston can retool, in my opinion. That's just me. But like I said, I don't see them rerunning this because their fucking payroll is like $500 million a year, which is insane to me. I have to look at that, but it's insane. And there's already reports saying that they're not rerunning this back. So,
what about because a lot of people think they should like Giannis should stay in the East. Which East Coast team you think should like make a move for him? Like I know Brooklyn has the most like capital, but he's not gonna push a trade to Brooklyn.
Out of the teams in the East,
maybe Miami, right?
I was thinking Miami actually myself. I was
thinking Orlando.
Orlando would be interesting.
Or like Pacers, maybe.
It's
or like
whatever. Because he has some leverage because he did bring a championship for them. So all he has to say is like, I want to go here, and they'll try their best to accommodate him. But they're not stupid. They're trying to run a business as well. But they're going to be fair to Giannis somewhat. They both have to meet each other in the middle. I would think.
Oh yeah, the asking price for Giannis I think is going to be ridiculous, regardless
of
what team goes or not.
I think Orlando would be a good place for him because that would put Orlando over the top, right? Like.
For sure, 100%.
They need just one more player that's good, and they would be a competitor.
If that's the case, then I'm definitely going to give up Banchero because
you have to.
I don't want to though because he gets better every year. I think he's going to be really good.
Him or Wagner or whatever.
Yeah, it might be a combination of him and one of the Wagner brothers. At least one of them. And the problem is like because if you keep Banchero, then the problem is like he's gonna slow that guy's growth. Like. You know what I mean? He's just because Giannis takes over the whole court. You know, he's not a shooter. He's a slasher and a rebounder.
I was also thinking Cleveland because I think Cleveland, out of all the teams in the offseason, they're going to panic move, make a panic trade. They have because
Garland's probably the odd man out. If they're going to get
Garland's the odd man out, and you can trade either Evan Mobley or Allen.
Probably Jack. Allen for sure.
Because listen, this is back-to-back successful seasons, first seed, and you got absolutely demolished in the second round by Indiana. And I don't want to downgrade the credit of Indiana. I think they're a good team. But I think everyone had that Cleveland Indiana game to 5, and it would have been Cleveland to 5, right? So having it to be the opposite effect, it was shocking. And I think you have to build around Mitchell, obviously.
I mean, he's the only like survivor of that group.
Yeah, and I don't really see Cleveland rerunning this with Max Crosby or whatever they had as Lord. He had 0 points. Yeah, 0 points. Yeah, fucking 0 points. So Cleveland's good, a good shout. Detroit might be a good shout. I mean, Orlando's a good shout. If Orlando want to just fucking full send it, you can full send it with Trae Young and Giannis, but you're probably giving up. You're probably giving up Dyson Daniels or Jalen Johnson, which I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be up to Giannis to see what he wants to do. Because it's easy said than done. Like he wants to say I want to go to the Lakers. And, all right, well then it's going to cost you. Like this is going to cost the Lakers a lot. It's not going to be a Luka trade. You know what I mean? It might just end up costing Luka.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's
Luka
like,
for Giannis
if
would
he
be an
wants,
insane swap.
well, that's what the Mavs wanted to do. They wanted Luka. I mean, Giannis, which I didn't understand where that came from. But
so why didn't they trade for Giannis? They said no. I guess they said no.
The Bucks said no. The Bucks said no.
Wasn't it Edwards first, then Giannis?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So theoretically,
this
wouldn't work then.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, first and foremost, teams have to say no and just like hold out. I think if Giannis says I want to go to the Lakers and Lakers only, I think Milwaukee should just say fuck it. Like, you're just holding out for 4 years. The whole the Damian Lillard, when he was in Portland and he wanted to go to Miami, I was telling my brother, who's a Heat fan at the time, he's a Jim Bell fan. He was saying like they should trade Terry Rozier and a second-round pick for Damian Lillard, and I was like, if you're Portland, you're just like, all right, fuck it, we're rebuilding. Damian, we're paying you $45 million a year just to sit on your ass, and then after the 4 years are up, which you'll be like 36, 37 years old, good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck.
And that's how it should be. Like, honestly, sometimes like teams have to step up, because I know for a fact, and I think Ja, you agree, by this, like the trade, there's going to be a lockout for the NBA, because I don't think owners are going to sit there and be like, we're willing to pay $75 million a year for Joel Embiid to play 40 games a year, right?
Like, that and
less.
TV revenue is low. Revenue is low. Nobody's watching the regular season. Although the playoffs ratings have been sky high, but
I think
for sure it's gonna be a lockout.
They need to play.
There's
defense.
Gonna be a lockout. Teams are playing defense. Obviously, they're being physical in the playoff.
In the playoffs,
yeah, but during the regular season, they don't care about defense at all, and the scores kind of reflect that.
Yeah, I was telling my brother as well, because he's a Warriors fan because of Jim Butler. I was like, listen, I am not watching, and I guess I'll consider myself a casual fan for NBA. I am not watching a game that a team chucks up 45 3-pointers a night. I'm not doing it anymore.
You're the majority now. Yeah, that's the majority of the fans now.
I'm not doing it anymore. Like, I literally I googled like how many shots the Warriors had. It was 35 3-pointers attempted. And like Lillard, I mean, Jeremy had like 5 or whatever, which was insane to me. But like,
well, look at Boston too. Boston live and die by the 3.
Yeah, I know, and I just think that's just I can't. It's like I'm watching like pickup ball, like rec ball, and these guys are getting paid like $65 million a year, and it's like
it's pretty much watching football with a basketball, really. You know what I mean? They're just chucking up the football in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's weird. I grew up on '90s basketball, so watching it now, I can't. You know, I literally can only watch playoff basketball. Like I can't sit there and watch a whole basketball game anymore, where I know like every position player can shoot a 3. Everybody from the power forward to the center, chucking up 3s. The shot clock don't even make sense. Like, what's the point of having a shot clock then? Like, these guys are literally pulling up from half court and just chopping up 3s.
Yeah, when there's like 20 seconds left on the clock and people are chucking up 3s, and I'm like, are we not designing plays anymore? Like, why is there coaches anymore?
No.
But I mean, I feel like we derailed off the fucking walls.
Well, the lockout won't occur until the 29-30 season, because that's when they expire. The new collective bargaining agreement expires then.
Well, they got time to fix this shit then. They got time to fix it. They better fix it.
They got to do some marketing and some defense, more defensive in the regular season.
I don't think they are. I think viewerships are going to decline even more, because next year it's Amazon and NBC or something like that.
NBC, which is I'm excited for, because they're bringing back the old theme song.
Yeah, but then you have to like subscribe to like Peacock and then Amazon Prime. And
really?
I'm like, because NBC
it's not worse than the
Peacock,
NFL though, honestly.
Yeah, but the NFL you can watch every Sunday, so you can be alright, or you can watch Red Zone, which you be alright with. Like, there's going to be like NBA
there's
TV.
There's more options at least, but.
Yeah, there's NBA TV, there's ESPN, there's Amazon. You have to like subscribe to like 3 different fucking channels just to watch
access
NBA.
is really a problem for these leagues. I feel like, especially when it comes
also
to like
82
marketing.
Games. Yeah, so if there's like a red zone for NBA, I feel
that would
like
be fire.
That would, well, not like red zone, but like you can have like a
or like a multi-game watch center. Like pick the best games and they show it for the fourth quarter at least.
Right, or they just switch back and forth to like each game. Like if one goes to commercial, they just switch to the next game or whatever. How
that could be how it could work too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really don't.
They need to fix that, and that baseball has kind of the same issue, where it's like the games are not.
That's kind of why I stopped watching baseball. 100 like whatever games, and then like it's more like swinging now instead of pitching. Like I loved it when it was like a pitching battle, and it was like 0-0, and it was the bottom of the 8th.
I mean that still happens, to be fair. It's
you get that. You still get that. Yeah, you get that a lot.
But like now it's like the baseball's juiced, and like it's more of like analytics. Like fucking pitchers are getting pulled in the top of the 4th because they're like, we don't want them to get hurt or blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think
it's because they're also go ahead, John.
Yeah, they're protecting their investment. That's what they're looking like. I miss the days where I could you could get like a pitcher that goes in 8th innings and all that. But now analytics is also it's like a gift and a curse at the same time. So now you're basing everything on numbers, but you don't know like the player. When a player is hot, let him cook. Like Matt Skeens could go into the 8th inning with 112 pitches and still cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but here's the thing, with sports, it seems like because analytics are just taking over every sport. So now everybody's just like the athletes are more athletic than they've ever been, but their lifespan in their field is shorter now. Because now the cutoff rate now is like in football is 30. It's for certain depending on their position. In basketball, it's probably 35. And then in baseball, who knows? Depends
40.
on the player. Yeah, exactly.
It depends if you're a pitcher, maybe 45.
Yeah, it depends on the pitcher.
Some of these baseball players are falling off now, and they sign 10-year deals. So,
dude, they're getting Tommy John surgery in their first their rookie season.
They're getting Tommy Johns now.
So Tommy Johns back then was a problem. Tommy Johns now, I feel like
it'd be 2 years, right? Players used to come back in 2 years.
Yeah, but they've improved the process. That's why.
Yeah,
it's much faster to recover now.
People now pitch harder and faster because of Tommy John.
And that's partly the reason why they get pulled early, because they don't want to. Because you're throwing harder and faster with more spin and more movement, so your arm has more stress on it. So
yeah,
it's all related.
I think
you were saying, Josh.
If it was me, it would just be if the pitcher's hot. Who cares about pitch count? Let the pitcher knows his body. Let him cook.
The eye test still matters, by the way.
Yeah.
We're completely derailed, by the way. We're completely derailed. Going back to the original point, I don't think Boston's going to keep this team because they're overpaying.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Exactly what's going to one for sure. I think Porzingis and Drew Holiday are the first two out. Derek White might be. He could be for sure. It depends on what assets you're trying to get back. But yeah, Boston's going to be a different team next year for sure.
It's just, I think they're gonna start with the top, which is Jaylen Brown, because he's getting paid $60-something million, and there's suitors for him. There's you can go out there and get someone to buy him. Porzingis is gonna be a hard sell to someone, unless you're the Lakers, I guess. I don't know.
Just give him the fuck out of here. Let's just give him whatever.
Yeah, you would have to either dump him into a rebuilding team, aka maybe the Grizzlies, maybe Portland, maybe I'm just thinking Utah or something like that.
Why don't they just cut him if he's so bad?
Yeah.
Porzingis?
I
mean Porzingis is not bad. It's just he's injury prone.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy, man.
Yeah, just cut him then. You're not gonna get much.
Yeah,
I mean,
look,
Well, technically, okay, so 2025, that's this year. They have one more year with him. He has $30 million for next year.
So he could technically, he could be a good trade asset for sure. You can get the cut him, or you could cut him for sure. But I think you could give him to a team that's closer to a playoff team, close to a playoff run. like
you can
maybe like not this team, but like a team like Detroit comes to mind. I wouldn't say they would do it, but like team that's close.
I'd say like Miami, because like Miami's like begging for like 1-year deals, and Porzingis on a 1-year deal. You can maybe overpay for Bam, right? Get a pure center if you're Boston.
Oh, we could give him to the Bulls for Van.
Van would like that deal.
Yeah, he would love that. Maybe. He would eat that up.
Porzingis, I think he would kill himself. He would unalive himself.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But
oh man,
I mean, you can also give like Porzingis might go to like Cleveland, in a way, like a 3-way trade.
Possibly, but I think right now I don't think Boston's looking into taking in more money. I think they're just trying to like cut as much salary as they can. Yeah, because Bronny's contract, I think Bronny's got a big contract as well. That that just kicked in, I think.
This fucking second apron bullshit, man. I
hate it. It's tough, man. I don't know why the Players Association like signed off on that.
They panicked because the Warriors got Kevin Durant. They were like, we can never have this happen again. But like, the Warriors made it because they got lucky and they underpaid Curry. They didn't have Draymond Green on a massive contract. They kind of low-key underpaid Clay, and they just filled out their contract. I don't know. Like, I feel like this is less of playing chess. I love when like a team plays chess and make their moves correct with their contracts and stuff like that.
There's no longer a big three anymore. That's done.
It's just
you're lucky if you can get a big two.
I didn't realize this.
Hopefully, Neil.
Like the baseball tax thing. The
tax.
The
goal is to stay away from this. Like, look, if you look at Phoenix second apron tax, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Boston's in that scenario as well, and Boston they have a new owner, and obviously the new owner is not going to pay that much money. It's because the Warriors were making so much revenue, as well as they were like the ownership was willing to pay that tax. Obviously not anymore because it's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I mean, if the owner wants to fucking invest in their team and pay fucking $45 million a year or whatever, by all means, let them. Like, I don't know why they're trying to punish teams to
that's
win.
Weird. They're punishing teams for spending. They should be punishing them for
not spending. Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's probably the parity thing, though. They're trying to make sure every team has a chance to get free agents. And
if you actually look into the thing, the money that goes into luxury tax goes to the people that don't spend enough. So you're kind of pocketing both sides. I mean, baseball's the same way, where if you're not spending enough, if you're not over the salary cap, you make money because of the luxury tax. So
there's no incentive to spend all the time.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, whatever. Like the
small market, like sometimes
can of worms we're opening here.
This is just like we're kind of circling back, and like I feel like we all agree on this. The fucking second apron.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the Knicks versus Pacers series? Any predictions on this one? Because I mean, there's some stupid ass Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5 bullshit. That's not happening. This is a 7-game series, man. This is do not sleep on Indiana, man. I don't care what I don't think this is an easy cakewalk for anyone.
I agree.
This is going to be I mean, I wouldn't surprise me if Indiana won in 7, or Knicks won in 7, or Knicks in 4, or Indiana in 4. I could easily see either one of those guys, either of those teams making it to the finals. They're so evenly matched. Like, it really is going to depend on your superstars. Like, it's going to be Halliburton, Miles Turner, Cat, Brunson, those guys. Those guys are then who are your role players, the consistent role players. They got to be they got to play above average. Everybody's gonna have to step up. Like, it's gonna be
that's the other problem for the Knicks.
Yeah, that's the thing that's the advantage Indiana has for sure. They have but the advantage of the Knicks play better defense than Indiana. It's like Halliburton disappears. He could give you 41 game and then give you 8. He disappears. I think with OG and Miles Bridges and you gotta play Mitch. You gotta find a way to get Mitch in the game. You got those guys there as your defensive guys, and let Brunson and Cat cook. You got to slow down Indiana's push pace because they're an up and down team. So you might have to slow them down. They're like Boston with no defense. These guys will just, they'll just run you out the court.
They're Boston without no stars, right? I mean,
yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like I consider Halliburton a star, but
I would say like after him,
nobody. No, that's it.
Exactly.
It's him. Yeah, it's him. Yeah, I mean, Sagan is he's a good player. I wouldn't consider
him a star. I don't consider him a superstar. I consider Halliburton a superstar, I guess.
Yeah.
But would you consider the Pacers or the Knicks the momentum team in this scenario?
Knicks, because they went through a slugfest. I think that Detroit series actually benefited them against Boston, because Boston is a finesse team. They're not used to getting, they're not a physical team. The Knicks were very physical with them. The Knicks but I will say this: the Knicks cannot go down 20 points against Indiana.
Yeah,
they cannot do that. That cannot happen.
That was going to be my take with
if they go down, they go down 20. That's it. Because Indiana, then there's no let up with that team.
Yeah,
they're not going to let up.
That was going to be my take. The Knicks, number one, the Knicks were built to beat Boston. I think
Boston. Yeah,
I said this to you before. Before the season and the playoffs started. But the thing is with the Pacers, I think they play fundamental basketball. So if you're getting blown out by the Pacers, you're getting blown out by the Pacers. Complete. Like they're not going to choke this series. With the Knicks, on the other hand, their momentum. So they're just going to keep pouring on, 3 after 3 after 3. And if Jalen Brunson's hot, he's going to be hot. Pause. Cat is always going to be consistent. Josh Hart, Bridges, and OG have to be the X factors in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
But that being said, it's going to be a slugfest, and I think I mean, the easy bet is Pacers in 7, maybe. But I want to be a wild card because I said Boston to 7 last thing. I'm gonna say Pacers in 5.
Okay.
Because I think they're just someone's gonna get hurt. I know, God forbid, right? But someone's gonna get hurt. I feel like it's just gonna happen. But Pacers are gonna just be fundamental and just keep going. The Knicks were built for Boston. They were not built for the Pacers, and Pacers are not the same as Boston, right? And
no.
If Halliburton tears his Achilles, then it's over. But this team has more depth and just more talent.
I agree with you. But if you take Halliburton out, then I still think advantage Knicks, right? Because if Brunson gets hurt, if Brunson gets hurt, you still got 3 other guys. Really, you just don't. I mean, you're not going to have that dynamic point guard.
Not there, right?
Right, the leadership. But again, this is where Bridges and this is why Hart is more important. Like, I know, no pun intended, but Hart is the heart of the team. Like, he is the heart of the team. You know what I mean? Yes, I said no pun intended, but he is your heart. Like, you have
pun.
You're never gonna get like Brunson numbers if Brunson is out, but you can still have an advantage. You still have Cat. You still have other players within your starting lineup.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't have a deep bench. It's really gonna be if Tibbs can find a way to play 8 guys. Just give you 8 guys, man. Play, like you gotta play 8 guys, man. You gotta I see.
Match the Pacers in their bench.
Yeah, you gotta get Precious Achiuwa in the game. I think you should. I mean, they're not gonna give it to Tyler Coley because he's a rookie. He's not gonna play. I don't like campaigns. Cam is too hot and cold for me. Like you're gonna have to play him by default. But this is why I think you can play Shamet, man. Give Shamet a shot.
I was gonna say, like, if Jalen Brunson, God forbid, again gets hurt, Campaign kind of fills in that role because he's kind of the same way where they're hot and cold, right? If Jalen Brunson is hot, he's giving you 45, like he's dropping 30 on you, right? But
the thing is, but here's the thing though. Brunson could go like 0 for 20 by the fourth quarter though, but he's gonna show up in the fourth. You know what I mean? Like Campaign. I don't. Yeah, it's not.
It's like a Timu fucking Jalen Brunson.
Jeremy
Lin. Walmart version.
There. That's what it is.
Bro, he's gonna. His heat check is his first shot. His heat check will be his first shot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys. I think it was game 5 when he came into the game. He chucked up a wild 3 and Tibbs took him out immediately. Like the next whistle, he's like, "All right, we're good here. Thank you. We're good. Thank you. Sit down." They didn't play him the rest of the game. It didn't even bother. So Gary, what's your thought? You got what's your verdict on the series? I said Knicks in 7. He's Pacers in 5.
I'm gonna go Knicks in 7 because I want to see them win and then the city burn down.
Dude,
it was low key kind of burning.
Bro, it was chaotic yesterday, man. It was chaotic.
It was beautiful.
I felt bad for like actual fans. Because...
I felt bad for the cops.
Dude, they had I read on Twitter they had like they call Mission Critical 4 or whatever. They had to like get all the resources in the city, all the cops on duty because too many people.
All hands on deck, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's bro. The city will burn. If the Knicks find a way to win a championship, it's first of all I won't be coming to work for like a week, and then like the city it'll look like Detroit now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna turn New York into Detroit, basically.
Yeah.
Same thing will happen with the Jets city as well, by the way. But I'll be the leader of that.
Well, any New York team, honestly. If the Yankees win it at this point, I think they're fucking the same scenario, right?
Yeah, but Yankee fans are like spoiled already.
To a lesser degree, I think, because they just won recently, somewhat recently.
When was the last one?
2016? 2009, yeah. Yankees.
What? It was nothing more recent? That was the last year?
That was the last one, yeah. 2009.
Wow.
I think if the Mets, Knicks, Jets, or Rangers win, it will be like city's burned down.
Yeah.
Because the Giants have won recently.
The Giants won recently, yeah. But it's the city. It's a good time to be a New York fan, man. This is the first time the Knicks in 26 years, 25 years that they went to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, and look how they're acting now. You know what I mean? I think wants to get to the finals.
It's gonna be crazy.
And look, I'm a realistic fan, and things are gonna change next year around the league. This might be the Knicks' best shot to get it.
I think it is their best shot.
Everything is literally it's like a revenge tour with the Knicks.
They're
like
a team of destiny.
They're healthy.
You can feel it.
I want to say that. I really do. I want to agree with everything you just said right now, but
I feel like it's like the Mets last year. Like, we're like a team of destiny. It's meant to be.
And then and then for parity's sake, wouldn't it be hilarious with the Knicks versus Minnesota? Like
Julius Randle Bowl?
Old Knicks, new Knicks, you know what I mean?
Fest. Oh my god.
Julius Randle has to drop. He has to average 65 points that game, bro.
Well, I say this not to jump ahead, but I think that's a better matchup for the Knicks. Advantage Knicks on that one.
I disagree.
You think because it's just like Julius Randle? He's having a great playoff.
Well, it depends on if you're thinking the Nuggets are winning or Oklahoma's winning. If you're thinking the Oklahoma's winning, yes, I agree. If you're thinking Nuggets, the Nuggets are fucking banged out of their mind. They're all injured. Yeah. They're all injured.
Yeah.
Like no pause. They're all injured.
No. Like you know what? Let's get into that right now because Aaron Gordon is out. Well, probable. He's probable right now.
He's out.
Right.
He's out.
But look, man, it's a hamstring. It's not. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, and even if he does play, what is he going to give you? What can he give you?
Can he get him
on
the court?
Yeah. I was hyped for this game 7. Then when I found out Aaron Gordon is hurt, that kills my whole spirit right there because I was hoping for a slugfest. I mean, you still have Joker, you have a shot, but you got Porter Jr. who can barely lift his shoulder up to his head.
I could still see Denver winning it though.
I want to see it, but I don't. The thing is with Oklahoma, they don't have a killer instinct at all. Like they let teams in. They let teams in.
Like, that's why they're in the first place, I think, right? Like
they're in
Well, the last 2 years they were like
7.
that. Yeah. Jalen Williams had 6 points last game. Like they're just not closing out their games. They could have closed it out.
Yeah, there's no closer. There's no killer instinct.
What's sad is the team. OKC has better defense than the Nuggets.
Yeah, but Denver out of all the teams, all of the teams now have the worst defense. But again, Denver. I don't want to count them out because you still have the Joker effect. You still got Joker, so anything is possible. I want them to win. because I think it'll be a better slugfest with Minnesota. That series could go 7. But
With
okay,
the Nuggets, you're saying?
yeah,
Or
Nuggets
Minnesota?
and Minnesota. Yeah, it'll be a slugfest.
Yeah,
It'll be a
I think I'm
Depends
gonna
on
pick
the
the
injuries.
Nuggets, honestly.
Yeah,
That's probably
God damn
kind of
Gary.
a homer pick, like a favorite pick. But
yeah. I want to pick them, but I think Oklahoma close it out. I think they just close it out.
Jalen Williams has to give me more than 10 points, bro. If I want to pick him,
I think everybody's gonna go off, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they blow out the Nuggets.
I kind of agree
Because
now.
there's more pressure on Oklahoma than there is the Nuggets. Like the Nuggets literally can rely, like Aaron Gordon's hurt. His Joker can only do so much. This team is fully like a full team, a full squad in Oklahoma City.
If it's a blowout, I think Oklahoma's winning. If it's a fucking slugfest, and to the very end, I think Denver.
Yeah,
I think they're closing this shit out.
Yeah, but it's really gonna be the issue was like who's gonna be that third man in Denver, because Murray's gonna show up, Joker's gonna show up. Who's gonna be that
Westbrook.
third guy? Man,
it's Russell Westbrook, of course.
I mean, Bond had 23 last game, and then Julian Strawher had 15. I guess he picked it up after Aaron
Gordon
got smoked. Aaron Gordon played 38 minutes, and he gave you 5 points, but like that's still
look, man, he's probably guarding. Who's he guarding? You know what I mean? He's guarding one of those wings, right?
Gordon gave you 10. That's crazy.
I never was a fan of him.
I was never a fan either.
That guy. And they gave him a big contract too, but I think that contract's soon coming to an end. You gotta wash their hands off of that guy.
Yeah, Jalen Green reminds me of him. Just a smaller version of him. He just check.
Not a fan of that
Thunder guy. -8.
So. See, yeah, I don't know. Like it's gonna be that third guy. That third guy's gonna have to show up, and it could be Braun. It could be was it Stratman? He said or Stratfield?
Julian Strawher.
Yeah, again, can they do it again? Can they do it again?
Yeah, Russell Westbrook. Sure, if Russell Westbrook is consistent and doesn't play hero ball, and they don't panic, they could win, which would be insane because that would be the first like interim head coach going to the conference finals, which would be wild. But I like if Oklahoma has to close this out. Like they have to close this out. Like
they can't do this 2 years in a row, man.
I mean, they can't. But I'm going with Denver mainly for the experience because they won a championship recently and they have experience. Like,
yeah, I want
KC
Denver.
Hasn't won yet. They haven't really done it yet. Haven't proven it.
Yeah, this is their chance, man. Like that's why I think they're gonna end up winning it because the pressure's on them. They can't do this. Like what can they accomplish next year? They were the number 1 seed this year. They have probably the number 1 defense.
They have to panic trade, right? They have to get like Kevin Durant or someone that can close out games.
They're gonna run it back again. I don't think so, right? They'll probably have to make a trade.
They have to like. A lot of people are saying like this. This is funny too. They're saying like Jalen Williams is the guy you trade and then the dynasty starts. Like he's the guy you trade and then the dynasty starts. So I mean, he could potentially like that could be a scenario. But
I think it'll be a catastrophic failure if this team doesn't make it to the finals.
First seed, coach of the year, doesn't get to
it's pretty much the same thing. It'd probably be worse than when they had Durant, Westbrook, and Harden in that one team.
Those guys,
at least they got to they did go to the finals that one year. So
they lost against Miami. They lost to the fucking Big 3, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So and
next time
this team they can even
so it's perfect.
Well, they got. I don't even think they could even get to the finals. They got to get to the finals first.
I would have to slightly disagree with you on the catastrophic failure on the conference finals. I think it's a catastrophic failure completely if they don't make it to the finals at all. This team won like 60-something games. Like they have to hit the finals.
They got to go to the finals. They can't go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got to win.
They can't get swept in the finals either. Like they have to do something in the finals.
Well, see, things are like that's an inexperienced team to begin with when it comes to the championship. You know what I mean? Like it's I wouldn't get too mad at them, but they just have to get to the finals.
I have to. I'm a non-believer in that because at some point you have to like show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me one game, right? Like you have to give at least one. Like I'm paying you, Shea, 60 whatever $1 million a year. Like give me 2 games, right? You're technically the MVP of this year, or maybe I don't know. They didn't even announce the MVP yet, which is insane.
Yeah, they're doing that because they're facing each other. That's why.
They're gonna say like winner gets MVP. Like what? Like is it WWE? Like
it out before that, before they play the playoff game.
They were supposed to.
They usually do it like the week before. Like they should have done it last week.
They should have done it last week. Yeah, it's like every week they announce.
Usually they do it before the playoffs. They're voting for it.
They changed it up a little bit recently. It was after the season ended, like when they did like an award show. But now they're doing it.
Yeah, you're right. They used to do award shows and stuff, and then now went to like they were like who's the top 3 for the MVP? They announced like the top 3. Which was what, Giannis, SGA, and Joker, right?
I don't know if that's the top 3, but like every week they announce like a seasonal winner. Like last week or the week before was.
Whoever wins the game gets the MVP. That's what they're doing. They look exactly what they're doing.
They're gonna have the MVP trophy in the middle of the ring, and then
fucking figure it out.
Yeah, just fucking Joker and
put it in a ladder match.
Yeah.
Oh, they announced the finalists, but not the actual winners. Okay.
Yeah,
I think they were supposed to announce it.
Giannis,
Shea,
and Jokic. Those are the 3.
Yeah.
And then
look,
they have defensive player of the year. Oh, they have winners.
But yeah, they announced those already. That's the thing. That's the MVP is so weird because they're clearly doing it for semantics.
Yeah,
they're doing it because
there has to be a winner already. Because why would it be like? It's weird.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they should just do what baseball doing. Just give out a playoff MVP then. Like why? This is for the season. Like
MVP, like football.
Right.
Playoff. They do have playoff MVPs. Or Western Conference,
finals.
Eastern Conference. No, they have.
They do.
I believe Jaylen Brown won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Like
no, I think he won the finals. He won finals MVP.
I think it's just finals.
I think finals. I know Jaylen Brown won finals MVP. Like over like the finals, NBA finals.
Let's see. How many?
Yeah, no. In 2024, Jaylen Brown won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and then he won the finals. He won the finals MVP. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So then why does this even matter? Just announce the fucking MVP.
Well, it's seasonal, so I think they're just
give out the season. The season is over.
Listen,
just give it to them.
Listen, the media loves it. The media loves it. They're buying into it. Going back to the Knicks Pacers, you know how many times I saw the fucking WWE clip of fucking Halliburton and Jalen Brunson? They're like, WWE fucking predicted it. Blah 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 blah. Like. I'm done. I'm done. I'm over it.
Simpsons did it.
Like,
Simpsons
you tell him, like, all these fucking posts, and I'm like, all right, I'm convinced the NBA is rigged. Like, I'm convinced.
I mean, it's always at this point, right? Like, they've been fixing it for
without a doubt. Without a fucking doubt. Like, I'm at this point, I'm fucking going, goddamn aluminum foil, fucking
tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat, bro. Like,
you're betting, they swept it under the rug. Why do you think they did that?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that so hard, but I would say that the NBA is a lot better when the Knicks and the Lakers are good. Say as far as I'm willing to go.
100%. But
when the Knicks and the Lakers are good, the league is a happy place.
That was the conspiracy there. They're like, yo, Luka needs to go to the Lakers, so if the Warriors get up, and then we'll give you Cooper Flag. And everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? But
again,
oh yeah, the Cooper Flag conspiracy. Are we hitting on that? Are we
Oh, you missed that last week, bro. You missed that last week.
Oh, you guys talked about it. Damn it.
Yeah.
I love a conspiracy theory. That's top notch.
You want to hear my conspiracy theory? Well, I have 2.
1.8 chance.
It was a 50-50. It was a coin flip. If it was a coin flip between Mavericks and Chicago. If the Chicago won that coin flip, they would have been the first overall pick, by the way. Because they had the 1.9 chance and whatever. There's like so many maths, and I think they should get rid of this fucking draft lottery and just make it how the NFL has it. the worst team gets the best pick because.
Well, here's the thing though, like in basketball,
teams are already tanking. Teams are already tanking. It doesn't matter.
But it's more obvious in basketball than it will be in football. Like it's terrible. It'll be terrible. It's already unwatchable now. Like they can't do that. They gotta.
Teams already tanking. The Spurs the Spurs saw Wemby get a blood clot and was like, all right, 90% of our guys are gonna shut down for the season, and they got the second overall pick. Like teams are already tanking. Like they'll like tank for the picks. The Dallas Mavericks did that a couple of years ago with Luka. They shut down Luka so they can keep their first round pick instead of give it to Atlanta. So like it doesn't really matter. They're not fixing the draft lottery or whatever. And the worst teams are kind of getting punished because Utah didn't get a top pick, or they have the
technically Utah was the worst team in the league, right? So Utah should have gotten the number one.
They had 14% chance to hit the first round pick, and they have the 5th overall pick. Charlotte's not getting anything. Washington's Washington. So like,
here's the thing though. Like you're right, and I agree with you. But just to play devil's advocate, do you want the number one pick to go to fucking Charlotte?
Yes, I do actually, because here's the thing, right? The first overall pick, if you keep giving it to the top market teams, then the small market teams are just gonna say, "Fuck it, we're just gonna sell tickets and never compete." You give it to a small market team, you get a Giannis, you get a Luka in a way, you get like some of these guys that can come out like Damian Lillard, so forth, as well as like they have a chance to fight for something, and people will go for tickets and watch those players and so forth. On top of that, I want some like spread the fucking love for some of these teams, man. I don't want to see some poverty teams. In reality, the NBA is a top 20 team. The last 10 are just placeholders. If you want to think about it, if you really want to think about it,
kind of.
But that's my problem, though. Like, I mean, baseball is harder to it's harder to like draft because
same issue as the NBA, where the teams that don't spend any money or that are bad are just bad.
Right, but like you have Ellie,
the White Sox, like the A's.
But like you have Ellie Cruz, you have Ellie Cruz on the Reds, right? Like everyone, like there's some like love to the Reds.
Yeah, but there's other teams. I'll give them half credit. They've been.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing: are they going to pay this guy when his contract is up?
Probably not. Again, that's the issue, right? Like they nailed drafting him, though, right? I mean, Paul from
the
he's but like if you imagine like the football, right? Instead of like Travis Hunter going to the Jaguars, he goes to the fucking Giants, or he goes to the Rams or whatever, or the Patriots or something, like a big market city. Like then like Tom Brady just will continuously win rings. Like Patrick Mahomes would have had Abdul Carter as an edge rusher instead of like him, being a top 20 pick or whatever. Like that's kind of my issue with the draft lottery. But going back to the Knicks and Pacers, you want to hear my conspiracy theory, Garrett?
Sure. You mean the Mavericks?
If the Pacers, Knicks. Because my conspiracy theory is if it's the Pacers versus anyone from the West, it's small market team versus small market team, and they're trying to build up those small market teams. The Knicks win it and they go to the finals. They're winning it all, and the Knicks can finally get that ring, that curse lifted from them, and the NBA is rigging that. Like that's one of the.
Well, look,
NBA pushing the Knicks to the win, I'm okay with it. Honestly,
listen, rig it up. I don't give a shit. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to see Indiana versus any one of those guys in the West.
But that's the thing, though. No one wants to see it, but it's there. So it's like, like anyone can win. Oh. Yeah. Small market team. You can $1,000. You can build a team.
Because right now, you're two, like, according to the betting line, the two favorites is what, OKC and the Knicks, right? Like, pretty much. Right. But nobody really, like, OKC is still a small market team. Nobody, like, casuals maybe will know, like, could name you 3 players in OKC, maybe. But let's be honest, like, they want to, people want to put ass in the seats of people to watch. It's most likely going to be Minnesota, New York, or even Denver, New York, because of Joker. But Joker's game doesn't really, show like it's not really
It's not
prime
flashy.
time.
It's not flashy. It's not
Right. So
flashy.
yeah.
Clocks
So
in,
you're,
he
you're
clocks
pretty
out.
much you're pretty much you want Minnesota Knicks, right? Because there's parity there. Because there's history there now.
There's
action.
Yeah,
There's a
so
market
that's what I'm
there.
saying. Yeah, there's a market there. Because if it was
there's
any
former
Minnesota team,
Knicks
it was
involved.
if it was last year's Minnesota team, nobody didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Nobody will care. Even if Anthony Edwards is there. You know what I mean? Nobody will care. He really shined. Like I don't want to do this. I don't want to say it. It's gonna be a hot take, but this is his Mamba moment. He's showing it now. Like he's like this is what they're gonna use in the NBA, right? Like, for marketing. He beat LeBron. He went through LeBron. Like he beat the GOAT. He beat the young GOAT in Luca. And then who else he faced? He faced Steph, and he beat Steph and those guys and Jimmy Butler.
They're already doing
a bunch of old
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
They had the Thanos thing where he has all the rings. He has all the stones.
He's collecting the stones, and I mean, so now then you could see it building amongst that team. Like
this
they're building
is like
this
Mark
guy up.
Sanchez beating Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and like Big Ben, and then getting the belt fumble, basically.
Maybe
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I like Anthony Edwards though. He's really competitive.
Yeah, I like his. He got heart. He's
a great player, but like.
Yeah, he definitely is. You can see there's aspects of it. I think it's too soon. But I'll say this though: if he does get a ring now, right? Let's say he just gets the ring.
Put a statue up now.
Yeah, and then like
anyone who wins a ring this year is getting a statue. I feel like Jokic gets a ring, he's getting a statue.
Joker's already getting a statue. He won the ring already.
Yeah, but like he's getting a statue like
he get two statues.
Like, he's getting a statue like June.
Solid
you know, like
solid.
They're buying like a horse stable for him in Denver or something.
It should be in a horse stable, actually.
No, I do agree though. Whoever wins the championship is gonna get a statue for sure.
Shea, Jalen Brunson.
They're gonna have Jalen Brunson with the V sign like this in the air. Like, let's go.
Is that gonna be on top of MSG? Like MSG, if you ever went to MSG,
you can't put that shit. You can't. There's no space. You gotta put that shit in the air somewhere. You gotta put that in like.
You gotta put it on top of the roof. And put it on top of there.
Put it on top of the fucking Times Square.
Like you might have to put it like one to the escalators type shit in front of the escalator.
Just replace it with the ball drops and put a Jalen Brunson statue there.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Put it right there.
But,
him just
dunking. Well, like as soon as you enter like MSG, you have a statue in MSG instead of out of MSG maybe.
Yeah.
Nah,
it's gonna be weird.
Building. No one needs to live there.
It's gonna be weird because like it's so much history in that city, in this city with the Knicks. So just imagine like the vibe in New York will be different because they don't care after this. After this, like it doesn't matter. They could go another 40 years. Jalen Brunson, this Knicks team will never have to they're like Eli Manning, Derek Jeter. They never have to buy bear food. They could literally murder somebody and it'll be fine. They could go full R word and be fine. You know what I mean? Like they'll be fine. Like Knicks will be. We'll never know what the parade will look like because we never experienced it with this team. Like it might not be. It's gonna be a problem. You might have to move the parade to where to the Bronx.
No, I was thinking you could put the statue in the Bronx, right? Like, but you're not putting it in the Bronx.
Like knocked out that shithole in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be rough. But yeah, I agree with you though. Whoever wins the championship will get a statue for sure.
Yeah,
statue. Because the Knicks in Indiana has so much history because of the Reggie Miller, the Patrick Ewing days. Like that's historic. In the West, there's not so much parity there. It's like, can OKC be the dominant team and collect another? Can he collect another stone? You know what I mean? Like it's a Marvel movie where this is like years of war that you're talking. This is Israel. This is Israel and Gaza between Knicks and Pacers. You know what I mean?
Oof.
Where the other one, there's just more of a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
That's a stark contrast he's painted there. Very stark.
Yeah. Well, fine. Ukraine and Russia. Fine. Whatever. Pick your war. That's what
I mean. He's not wrong. Like the
conflict.
I feel like everyone has New York beating the Pacers, right? Like everyone has
I think Knicks are plus 350 or some shit like that. So like it was weird. It was, I don't see the Knicks as favorites in this. I don't. I think the Knicks just because of home court advantage, but home court in this playoff means nothing.
No.
The Knicks haven't. Oh no, they did lose. They lost the first home game, Game 5. I mean, no, the first away game, Game 5. So clearly, road like in every series, there was no home court advantage really. Like it's come on, like and then the build up is like this is one of the and again this is I would not say I won't compare it to the '90s era because that was just in the moment. But from the 2000 era, as far as a Knicks fan, this will be like one of the best runs you're ever gonna get from a New York Knicks team, by far.
Yeah, so the Knicks are minus 175 right now, according to DraftKings, which is insane. But
I don't know why everybody's sleeping on Indiana. They shouldn't. They just beat the Cavs.
Yeah.
Like don't sleep on that team. And I think they would have gave Boston like if the Knicks could have done what they did to Boston. I think Indiana could give them a good run. I'm saying they're gonna win because I didn't think the Knicks were gonna win either. But I don't know. I said it in one of the podcasts a couple of weeks ago. I said if the Knicks win 2 games, throw them a parade now. Well, they won the first 2, and then I was like, "Fuck it, we could actually win this, bro. Like we could actually do it." But yeah, who's to say? Anything is possible.
Should we get to Brock Purdy now?
Oh yeah, let's finish up with Brock Purdy.
it.
Congratulations to him. He got the bag. Like he got the bag. I don't know why it took forever, but he is the best option because all the quarterbacks were gone. You know what I mean? I think like Aaron Rodgers because they say, you know what? This signing tells you Aaron Rodgers is definitely not coming to San Francisco now. It narrows it down to one team.
Steelers.
Maybe New Orleans, but really, like, no. Right? So Steelers. Like, just cut the shit and go to the Steelers and lose with grace.
I think it was a win for the 49ers. I think it was a loss for Brock Purdy because I felt like he left money on the table a little bit.
He's a system quarterback, though, man.
But like the guarantees was not there. It was only 116 guaranteed or 65 million guaranteed.
181 out of million the guaranteed. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so I mean,
look, I can't get he's a kid from where he came from, Idaho, Iowa. What college?
Iowa State.
He was making what? He was making like 500,000. 500,000 was his salary
minimum.
Right, so 118 million, 180 something million?
No, 265 million total.
No, the guaranteed money.
181 million guaranteed.
Yeah, like he's fine. He's fine. He ended up. He won.
I like the contract personally.
In San Francisco, though, you're getting taxed. You're basically walking out from
with like what?
Basically, right?
Yeah. He's coming home with what, like 80 million or some shit like that?
80, like hopefully.
Yeah, San Francisco, well, California's a state. It's just disgusting with the taxes.
I think his contract's actually better. If he plays well, his contract's better than Love, than Tua,
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's like better.
He basically
he's getting paid slightly less, but if he plays well, it's like no brainer. This guy, I don't think
he basically got the he basically got the Jared Goff contract. I think it's identical. I guess you can say he's betting on himself because he's 25 right now. In 5 years, he's going to be 30, and he can kind of re-up on that.
Get a second contract, yeah.
But
he'll be 32 at the end of the contract, so
he'll still be able to get the contract. Yeah, he's still in his prime. He'll still be in his prime.
Yeah, you can get like another 5 years there, but. Again,
it all depends if he shows up. You know
right.
What I mean?
Like
if he's in that system, I think he's going to be fine. I mean, as long as they put players around him.
What if Kyle Shanahan gets fired?
Takes another job.
That's going to be the problem.
Right. Or if like, and again, God forbid, like Brock gets injured. Like if he has an Achilles tear, he's not going to see
even if what if his line gets injured or his wide receiver gets injured or it's again that team has a very low, like a high risk for they can't fuck up. You know what I mean? They gotta like
it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, this is again. I think this one they're gonna let this season rock. I think they're just gonna shit the bed in this season. They could surprise you guys here and there, but I don't think they're gonna. They're not gonna make it anyway. I think this is the Rams conference to lose, or division to lose. I mean, so I don't. I'm not seeing San
The
Francisco
Seahawks
as
might
a
have a
threat.
say in that too.
No. I think that's what I'm saying. Like the Seahawks is the biggest threat to them anyway. I don't think San Francisco is as much of a threat. But again, you never know. You never know. Like, it's really
who knows what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Arizona wants to rebuild, but that should be.
But see, I think that's what San Francisco is kind of doing. I think that's like a soft rebuild. Like, I think they're gonna. That's what they're doing now, and then see what happens next year. Not well, in 2027. I think that's where you'll start seeing them like making waves again. Like I think they're probably they're hoping to be last year's Rams. You know what I mean? Like as far as like nobody really saw the Rams coming, and the Rams just came out of nowhere and just killed it. I think they're hoping for that kind of season. If that's the season they get, congratulations. That's best case scenario.
Yeah, I was just looking at their contracts for the 49ers. Their third highest paid is Brandon Ayuk, and he's probably out for the year because it's torn ACL. But
I knew that was gonna happen. The minute he got that guy, I was like, this guy's gonna get hurt.
It always happens.
I mean,
that way.
He doesn't show up the training camp. He held out, and then he played, and he looked. I remember that Jets game. He dropped like 2 passes, and then the week after that, he got injured or something like that. It was weird.
I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at these guys' ages. Like Nick Bosa's 25, Brandon Ayuk's 26, Brock Purdy's 25, Fred Warner's 24. Oh wait, no, that's when they signed. But I mean, like the only guy out of like the big the top 5 signs is Trent Williams and George Kittle, and then I guess you can say McCaffrey are the 3 like really like red flags.
Yeah,
you kind of have to get rid of. But
McCaffrey needs to have his little renaissance and get his shit together, man, because that team goes nowhere without that guy.
Yeah, I mean, the expectation is low for this team, so it doesn't really. I mean,
oh, yeah. So I don't.
They also have Mac Jones. Cool.
Yeah, Mac Jones inspires confidence in everybody.
Yeah. Listen.
Hey, he could be the next Sam Darnold. He can go to a different team and just fucking.
I mean, anyone can be Sam Darnold, dude. Anyone in the right system, dude. Anyone.
Listen, Brock Ewers will be the new face of the Miami Dolphins quarterback. I'll tell you this year. Tua's gonna fall like that brain fog, and then Brock Ewers is gonna come in.
Yes.
He's gonna shine, baby.
Tua's gonna die from brain damage.
Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers. Yeah, I don't know where I get Brock from.
I thought you were talking about Brock Bowers, to be honest, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah.
The tight end.
He might as well, right?
Really? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Man. Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Fuck Gino, right?
Yep. Oh man, so we're good for this episode, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long will we run for? An hour and 30?
Hour and 7 so far.
Oh,
okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm your host, Ja. That's my guy GPS over there. And K. We out, baby.
We out.
Peace.